You gotta accentuate the positive, eliminate the negative, latch on to the affirmative, and don't mess with Mr. In Between. You gotta spread joy up to the maximum, bring gloom down to the minimum, have faith or pandemonium's liable to walk upon the scene. Accentuate the positive and eliminate the negative, and latch on to the affirmative, and don't mess with Mr. In Between.
My name's Adam, and I've spent the last 20 years of my career leading, growing, and building companies and teams for lasting impact. It would be my honor to come alongside you and help you to do the same thing. Whether it's in the corporate world, a brand new small business startup, or a 100-year-old family business, I've seen it and I've led it. Starting with defining your purpose beyond profit, we unlock strategies across every part of your business so that we can arrive at what I call asymmetric endurance, allowing you to get your time back while the business continues to grow, succeed, and achieve its true purpose. If you're ready to build an unbreakable business, let's talk. Book 15 minutes with me today at kingdommindsetstrategies.com.
And 3, 2, and 1. Hi, welcome to Miracles Online Podcast. I'm so happy to have you back here. This is your first time. Welcome, right?
Yes.
And the reason why we do this whole podcast is because we want to bring love to the world. We want to promote family. We want to promote marriage. We want to promote intimacy, commitment, the great things in life. So this is all about that. And I'm your host. My name is Jeff, and this is...
I'm Kat.
And Kat is going to lead us by taking us into this new episode number...
We're episode 38. Wow.
So
I'm tired
quick,
thinking about that. So, we're going to start off with asking you to be real. Okay.
Oh.
If you can't laugh, if you can't plan or even argue well together, we'll see what arguing well is all about. Should you really be together? So we're going to dive into 8. We love the number 8. 8 things that if you and your partner can't do together, you're probably not meant to be together, at least at this moment.
So does that mean that I have to be all 8 things?
Yes, or at least work towards them. You know, everything is an evolution. We've talked about that, Jeff. So nobody's perfect. We're going on 27 years. We work on our marriage every day.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, it's not perfect, but it gets better every day. And that's all we can hope in this journey, is that we can be self-aware, as we talked about in the last episode, self-aware enough to where we pay attention to the things that matter most in a relationship.
That's right.
You agree with that?
I agree 100%.
Awesome. So let's talk about the biggie, and that is communication. Communication. Okay. If you cannot communicate honestly with your partner without fear, you're probably not in the place at this moment to be together.
I think if you're with a partner or someone you're with, you're scared of them. I think there's a problem right from the start.
Well, it's not, fear, hopefully you're not in an abusive relationship, but fear of being honest. I mean, let's be honest here. Sometimes being honest to your significant other, it takes courage to say, you know what, I'm going to feel uncomfortable for a moment, but it is to the end that we can understand each other. So you may not like what I'm going to say to you, but I think our relationship will be better for it. So here it is. And I think that has to be reciprocated on both sides, because healthy love invites truth. And who doesn't want truth? If not, you're getting punished for speaking.
Well, I guess that's a repercussion.
Okay.
You
like that
do
word?
something. Well, you do something, and then something else happens. That's action reaction. But if there's something happens and is compounded in a negative way and is coming back at you, then that's repercussion of what you put in. It came back differently. But you can't go into communicating thinking, oh, I got to be on, walking on
Eggshells.
eggshells and, kid glove. And we all know the colloquialism of how to handle everything just so sensitively. And why would you want to be in that situation? What happened? How did you even get attracted to someone that would be at that level of combustibility, if you will?
Sure. And that's not going to foster that kind of relationship. It's not going to foster connection. It's going to, become surface level. If you do opt to stay together, if you don't get past that and you can't create, develop, transcend to a level of honesty with each other without repercussion, without defensiveness, without criticism, without shutdowns, how will you ever get to, an intimate, safe level? You won't. So maybe sometimes it's baby steps, as in life. Sometimes it's multiple baby steps to get to the other side. But, that is a characteristic that if you don't have that, and I would say out of these 8, if you're saying you don't have 4 out of the 8, maybe you need to start over. But so let's move on to, so communication without fear is key. Got to be able to be honest, truthful, and then feel safe with your partner. And that's a two-way street. Your partner needs to respond in a way that makes you feel safe, makes you feel honored, doesn't put you on defense that you're going to be criticized or ridiculed, or there's going to be repercussions for your honesty and truth. We need to all honor each other's truths. We may not agree, we may agree to disagree, but we need to honor each other's truths.
Well,
right, Jeff? Okay, I'm glad you laughed. So that brings me on to number 2, and that is, if you can't laugh at yourself and you can't laugh at each other, you're probably not a good match. Now, Jeff, we're going back, but when we were, of course, we met online, Miracles Online. He's my Miracle Online. I'm his Miracle Online. And we did some pretty intense phone interviewing / conversations for the first week or so.
Yeah.
And I remember telling Jeff that I thought to myself, I wonder if he has a sense of humor. Because we talked about a lot of, basically fundamental values, life, a lot of heady types of topics. Mm-hmm. But there wasn't a lot of humor involved in that. And of course, I quickly found out that he has a bizarre sense of humor and makes me laugh all the time.
I have a bizarre sense of humor. That's nice to know coming 27 years later, isn't it?
No, we laugh at each other and ourselves all the time.
We try.
Laughter can diffuse tension. It can create a closer bond with each other. And
it breaks the tension away from what you blew it up to be in your own mind into a big fiasco or a disagreement, when ultimately it was something small that festers that didn't really matter. And this is almost most of the time.
Most of the time, yeah.
So if you're able to step out of your circle, step out of yourself and make a light of it and really get a laugh out of it, then everybody really realizes, hey, you know what? It's just not that important.
It's just not that important.
Yeah.
It's like, you have to ask yourself when you're doing, again, your self-awareness and your reflection, Will I care about this a year from now?
Is this where the female remembers stuff from like 10 years ago?
Yeah, possibly.
October 29th, 8:30 p.m. Friday. Do you remember where you were at? I sure
No,
do.
that's you, Jeff. I don't record like you do
See,
every moment.
I'm in touch with my feminine self.
Is that it? Really?
Yeah. And the truth comes out. It's my tone. So yeah,
you used to have a better
you got to
memory.
take a lightness to it. You got to open your heart. And that's really where the laughter is.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Is opening your heart and knowing, don't take yourself so serious. Don't take, things that don't matter too serious.
And that's really the cue right there.
Yeah.
It's the things,
that don't
does it
matter.
really matter?
Right.
The light bill's getting, paid or didn't get paid. Oh, it's your fault. It's my fault. Whose fault is it? It's
that
the light bill.
Kind of matter, but
No. But the fact is that it's a light bill. It'll come and go every month.
Yeah.
If you get your power shut off, well, go and get it turned back on. It's not something that you have to berate or beat up somebody over.
Hopefully nobody out there is having their lights shut off.
I know I had.
I had in my 20s, but
no, we had at times that we just overlooked because I was running a different system. And you were running a different system when we first got married.
Oh, I don't.
And all of a sudden, I remember one time it was like, "What happened?" And they turn off the electricity. They go, "You paid a bill? I paid a bill. You paid a bill? No, nobody paid a bill. Oh, great."
Now everything's on auto, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, but we're talking about the days that then we had to go call the company, drive down to a grocery store, pay it right there on time for them to turn it back on.
No, that's just inconvenience.
It's inconvenience.
What really
but
matters is when you're a single mom and you don't have money to pay your light bill.
Oh, well,
that's actually where I learned my negotiating skills. And I learned I was very good on the phone and that I could make arrangements and defer payments and, all kinds of things to keep the lights on for me.
But then you weren't laughing with each other. You was just laughing.
Yeah, that wasn't
yourself.
about laughter. That was about survival. We weren't. Yeah. I wasn't laughing about anything.
So my whole thing to wrap that on, just don't take something that, even though it seems to be serious, really look at it. How serious is it? Is it fixable? Do you have answers you can get from it? Because once you get that, then it's not that important.
Absolutely, and then you'll chuckle about it. So let's move on to number 3, Jeff, and that is, if you can't make and keep agreements, you might not be in the right relationship. Whether it's about money, whether it's about chores, commitments, promises matter.
Sometimes even the smallest things. Like, are you
Such
going to go
as?
mow the yard? Yeah, I'll do it. And when you're going to do it?
You have a gardener.
No, I'm hypothetically.
Oh, okay.
Gee, I know I have a gardener because I got tired of you getting yelled at. You don't do this right. I'm not a professional landscaper. So what did you expect?
But the etching's all crooked. Please.
Hey, that's what I learned how to do. Anyway, the idea behind keeping your word. Really,
yes,
that's what it is.
Yes.
Something like the yard, where I started to give you that example, was that if your significant other saying to you, "Hey, you're going to do the yard today?" "Yes, I am going to mow the yard." Then today goes by. "Oh, well, it got away from me." Did it really get away from you? It didn't look like it was getting away when you were laying on the couch watching football.
Well, you didn't make it important.
Right. And what it does is actually makes the other person seem to be not respected, not listened to.
Absolutely.
And you're just kind of tossing it away. And then 2-3 days later, you're still not doing it. So therefore, all of a sudden, that so-called your word was actually no good.
Absolutely. And trust is built on reliability, not grand gestures, trust over time. And really, what is, I think I read one time, integrity. Integrity is doing what we say we're going to do.
Right.
That's integrity. Is being the person that you say you are, doing the things that you say you're going to do. So trust over time, especially in a relationship, is so important. It's not that things don't slip our mind, we forget, so on and so forth. But if you see a pattern, you may want to consider that, check off that box that maybe you shouldn't be with that person, that they don't have that character within them to build that trust over time and be reliable.
And take responsibility for yourself first. Don't do things, don't promise things you can't do. How about that? Don't make an agreement to say I'll do it, even out of frustration. Don't just go I'll do it because it'll get you off my back, and then just kind of brush it off. When you do things like that, you're basically putting your character online, and you're going to say, hey, trust me, I'll take care of things. And then if you don't, that's kind of person I am. You can't trust me. I'm not going to get things done.
That's a cop out. Yeah, that's a cop out. So that's just how I am.
Yeah, and people do that.
Yeah, I do. That's just how I am. That's
so
a cop out.
You need to look at it and say, can I be with somebody that's like that? Am I inspired to be in a relationship with someone who cops out?
Absolutely.
And I know that comes across harsh, but you know what? Some people just need sometimes a good slap upside the wazoo to wake up to say, hey, it is harsh.
And it really comes down to one with the communication, because all of these items, and we're moving on to number 4 of 8, but all of these items can be elevated, course corrected, if you will, through communication. Okay. So number 1, communication is key.
Well, yeah,
it's absolutely key.
And the thing is, the aspect of what happened if you're at a point where you find that it's just not fun to communicate because the other person constantly have a negative response to it, or somebody who is constantly having a fight over something or competition over something. This is what we're always talking about, the compatibility.
So that just might be, what we call a misalignment, point in that under the, making and keeping agreements, that maybe you're misaligned. And again, that's something you want to have your radar up to look at this point. Is this something we can work on, or are we just misaligned in this area in terms of what my significant other deems as appropriate in keeping agreements and being reliable, and what I do might just have to agree to disagree. So moving on to number 4, support each other's dreams. Okay. Does your significant other support your dreams? If they do not, something you want to pay attention to.
Yeah.
Because when a partner thrives, the other one should cheer them on, not compete. And I know you've been the wind beneath my wings for
I was not aware
decades.
My name was Bet.
And
I get it.
Right, because it should be, it's our significant others that oftentimes can see things in us that we just take for granted.
Yeah.
But they can see it from a higher elevation and go, yeah, you've got something going here. Yeah. I think this is good for you.
And we see this pretty much, almost played down to a non-issue, but it is a major issue. I've seen marriages fall apart because of this. Somebody who gets into a line of work that they want to become a career because they found they're very passionate about, and the spouse didn't see it coming. And all of a sudden it's like, wait a minute, you're changing our lives here. And this is not what I signed up for. And that person bails and quits. And all of a sudden you're standing there going, but I thought we were doing this together. This is a dream. I'm building a career for us. And the other person didn't see it that way. So it goes back to, again, how much are you communicating? How much are you every step of the way? This, obviously, if you're building a career, wasn't just done in a day. So how was it previously? Was there any support there? Are you witnessing this? Or was it every time you talked about going and doing something for a job or a career that your significant other is putting you down about it? No, you should be here. You should do this, and giving you directions, try to lure you away from what you want to do.
Sure. And that goes into, controlling, being with someone who is controlling and not supporting. Because if you've got something that you're passionate about, your significant other should see that and support you in that. There's too many people out there who do a job or even own a business that it's just a job, or just, a means to an end, and they don't have a passion for it. If you have a passion, if your significant other has a passion or something, even if you don't understand it, you certainly need to support it. Absolutely.
Support it. Need to get on the same page. If you don't understand it, are you going to be selfless and say, hey, I'm going to support because they understand? I don't necessarily need to understand. Like, for instance, if Kat wants to do something in the design business, I'm not certified to do this. Does that mean that all of a sudden I'm in the dark and I'm not going to support it? Of course not. It's what she wants to do. It's what she's passionate about. And that's why she took the initiative to get the knowledge and the education for it. And for me, that's more than enough to see that she did that. That shows me that she puts enough investment in herself. And therefore, for the investment of our relationship, I'm 100% behind it.
You're the wind beneath my wings.
Oh, here we go.
And I mean, that's really what it's all about, is your partner making, space for your personal purpose.
That's right.
And passion.
But if Judas Priest called me next week and go, can you come fill in for 3 months? She's going to tell me no.
Well, you've already said that ship has sailed. So, yeah, I would ask you to reconsider that, because I wouldn't believe that to be your passion.
No, but it'd be fun for 3 months and it'd be a nice check.
Well, I guess we'd have to see how much that check was.
See, again, that's not true. Because I'll tell you what, even if I came home, unless I came home with a boatload of money, like 6-7 figures, that just ain't gonna happen if you're a side guy in a band. So
Anyway,
number 8 now.
No, we're going to go to number 5, which is disagree with respect. Conflict is natural. We're individual human beings. You're you, I'm me. We're separate, unique, one-of-a-kind God particles. So we're not going to agree. And that's part of, what keeps the magnetism in a lot of relationship. I know it does ours, is the differences that we have. We often kid, the yin, the yang. Sometimes we're like total opposite, but it's like opposite that magnetizes to a union, if that makes any sense. So you can argue, but not with cruelty. Okay. Do you both, when you argue, seek understanding? How do you argue? We've talked about this before. In a relationship, you may not want to make permanent decisions till you've had your first real argument. And this goes back and forth in ours, because I don't know if we had a real argument before we
did not
got married, but it was only weeks after we knew each other that
we
got married, or a couple of months.
Then she became mean, then I got used to it. See?
Really? That's the second time you've said
that's
mean.
Because that's my paradigm. This is all goes back to your own self. Are you so wrapped up in your own world that you're not participating in your relationship? So you always go back to your own message. This is where I think most relationships fail, because they're so innate into about their own thoughts. And I want this in a relationship. I want that in a relationship. And if something don't go exactly to the blueprint, they start abandoning shit, opposed to sit there and actually go, maybe that wasn't useful. Maybe I need to refine that and take it out.
Okay. Well, I'm going to go back and disagree. I was never mean to you. Okay. So please don't use that word again.
No, I'm just saying that from my point of view.
So your point of view, you thought I was mean. Okay.
But see, now she's going to take that. What number is that now?
Yeah, I don't know, but we need to move right along to being quiet together comfortably.
No, go back to disagree with respect. Because I didn't, the reason why I brought that up, look, is because I didn't understand, again, the dynamics of being in an equal partnership. Like I said previously, I've had a lot of relationship that just seems always one-sided. So to be in one that has...
He was never with a very strong woman. I was a single mom, raised 3 kids, owned a home of my own, made 6 figures, worked in corporate America, high level sales and sales management. He was never with a woman of my caliber.
That's true.
Yeah. He calls it mean.
No.
I call it someone knowing what they want and what they don't want, what they will put up with and what they won't put up with, how to get something, that they care about.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
I get that. I'm just telling the story aspect of it.
And I'm just giving you the backstory of it.
Right.
Respect during disagreement reveals emotional maturity. Okay. And
I got very matured, because I don't think that. I actually understand there wasn't that at all.
This wasn't about you. Yeah, no, we were moving along. We were past you and I, just going, for the audience in terms of the things that you want to look at. If you've got respect during a disagreement, it's going to reveal emotional maturity. If you do not have respect, you can't resolve that, and it gets super ugly. You're probably not at an emotional level.
And respect also means you're thinking of the other person.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, get out of that headspace of just what about me? What about me? What about me? It's always about me, and that's not what a relationship is about. So everybody needs to understand that the key factor of you're unhappy in a relationship is, let's look within yourself first. Are you constantly thinking about what about me? Because if you're doing that, you're the one who's causing it not to connect.
Absolutely.
Is it? I think so.
Good point, sweetie.
Yes, dear.
Okay, so
I'm waiting for my little.
No,
I'm waiting for my snossages treat.
Your snossages, you're funny. Okay, let's move on to number 6. Can you be quiet together comfortably?
Yeah. Can you sit in a room and not talk?
With no words and feel comfortable, not awkward, or as my granddaughter says, awkward.
Yeah. No, we've been comfortable for a long time.
Absolutely. And again, we've been together for eons. But I think that's something that if you're in a serious relationship, you're, beyond the first getting to know you dating, that's something that you definitely should have as a characteristic of your relationship, to be comfortable, just with no words. Don't have to have any performance or et cetera. And I think it's connecting in a silent way. It's connecting your relationship. Any comments on that? We move to the next.
I'm being really quiet right now.
I see you are. Well, we don't want to give our audience too much silence. So, number 7, moving along here, navigate life's stressors as a team. Do you face challenges with each other or at each other?
Right.
That's important, that when life, and shit happens, as they say, that you don't attack each other, that you team up and get stronger, that, a crisis reveals whether you operate as a team or as opponents.
Right.
And of course, always as a team. Healthy couples come from we, not as, me versus you.
That's right. And so one of the things, never put yourself in the position of blame. It's all your fault.
Right.
If you do that, then you're kind of pushing the wedge.
Because it's never, even though we might be tempted to say that in anger or lash out, it's never just one person's fault. There's always, it takes two to tango. It's always a series of events, decisions, circumstances, etc., that come about. It's never just one person. Why are you laughing?
Yes.
I don't know what you're.
I know.
Okay.
That's my own inside joke.
Okay.
Maybe I'll put it in a Substack.
Nobody got that, but okay.
No.
Okay. Moving right along to number 8. Do you share your spiritual, your core life values? And we've talked about this several times before.
Yeah,
that is huge, because it's the compass for the major things in your life, your values, and money, faith, relationships are going to weather the storm and grow together if they have that foundational values.
The values, the principles.
Right.
And that has even, I've seen examples of families that has different religion backgrounds. They're both different faith, but yet because of their principles of love for each other, they were able to have a very fruitful and thriving marriage. Absolutely. And that happens, and that's okay. And it's great for people who knows and understands how to get those things done for themselves. A lot of people don't, they're so intertwined again with my faith and my deep commitment. Unless you match it, then we're not going to have an opportunity. And what happens if you go down that road and you think that direction, you already shut the gate. You already said, hey, you know what? If you're not like me were not going to work.
Absolutely. Differences can work. We all have differences, but
Yeah.
your fundamental values, they're the compass for major life decisions.
No question that the decisions that come when it comes facing as a couple is very different than how you handle if the same decision came to you as an individual single. Because the consideration now has to fit the dynamics much broader, much bigger. And then the impact, sometimes what may not impact you greatly could be very deep for your significant other. So that's the part that is the responsibility that you must now take on yourself in a relationship. And don't be afraid of it. Don't think you're going to pass it off to, someone else will take care of me. I know I was like that for a while in my younger days.
Someone else will take care of you.
I'm a rock star. Are you going to take care of me? That's stupid mentality. It's just something to say to girls at that time. I guess I'm not 20 years old, right?
Okay.
But the point, all I knew was that that was not a successful path to a relationship. That was just, yak, con artist crap. The truth of
you were a kid, honey.
I was a kid. That's, that's what I'm saying. And look what I was learning from,
Yeah.
So the ultimate, the connection of being on the same principle is huge, because it's not, it goes beyond, let's say, anything you learned in childhood. It goes beyond maybe going to the church and having the faith. It has to do with your fundamental bottom lines. What are you willing and will not do? And our relationship reflecting that? Because if it doesn't reflect that, then it doesn't going to last, or at least I don't have the strength and the confidence on that level. If it's not balanced, it's not acknowledged. But on the opposite end is, we may be from different parts of the world. You may believe in a different God. We go to different churches, but we have so much aligned on our fundamental principles of who we are as a human being and what we believe in a relationship. Then we know this will continue to thrive and grow and inspire, irregardless all the differences that we have as individuals. Is that good? Applaud?
Yeah, that's good, honey.
Sometimes I just don't know.
Okay, so I have a poem for us.
Are we wrapping up? Yeah, time is getting there.
Yes.
Okay, like and
We're at
subscribe.
31.
Miracles Online podcast. We want to thank you so much for tuning in. Again, like I said, we're doing this is because we want to promote family. We want to promote marriage, love, great relationships.
And dating. And if you're single, divorced, widowed, or just looking for love, you can pick up Miracles Online. At where? Yayu?
Yayu Publishing.
YAYUpublishing.com.
Yeah.
It's a great little read. It's like a GPS for online dating. And right now we have a promotion, don't we, Jeff?
Yeah, they're working on it to be able to get a free ebook for your review. You can do it in our book club, Goodread, or Amazon. But you won't be a certified buyer or verified buyer because we're giving it to you.
So they can go to Amazon and get it free. I think no.
You
the best place.
You give us your email to be part of the club, and then we'll.
Where do they go to give you?
Yayu Publishing. You can do that.
YAYUpublishing.com.
And then we'll give you a ebook, and then you can go to the places and do your reviews. Yep.
And we'd love to hear your comments. We enjoy your comments and letters. We share letters that we receive. And if you have any ideas on future episodes that you'd like us to share, do share that with us. And we will definitely consider that as well. So
that's right.
I'm going to close with a poem. And with 8 points on the smartest love.
What?
1, be silly together. Let's laugh till we snort and spill our tea. Dance in the kitchen spontaneously. Because joy is glue, shared laughter is sacred medicine. 2, handle conflict with grace. Let's argue fair, then hug it out. No silent storms or sulky doubt. Okay, or pout. Fighting fair and repairing quickly keeps resentment from taking root. Number 3, dream and plan a shared future.
Mhm.
Let's dream big dreams and plan the map and hold each other through every gap. A couple that dreams together steers the same ship.
Hmm.
4, enjoy meaningful conversation and quiet comfort. Let's talk for hours and also not. Comfort in silence, that's love well taught. Deep connection doesn't always need words. 5, adventure and create sacred space. Let's travel far or nest at home.
Okay.
Make anywhere our sacred zone. It's not the place, it's the person beside you. 6, share goals, values, and the same direction. Let's build a life with shared, hey, what's next? Not one more swipe or second guess. Aligned values create a compass for forever. 7, be honest and grow together. Let's speak the truth, not play pretend. Best friends, lovers on whom we depend. Vulnerability is the doorway to intimacy. And number 8, forgive, rebound, and laugh again. Let's make mistakes, then make amends, because real love knows how to bend. Let's laugh again. Yes, once more, please, because joy is love's best masterpiece. Grace is the heartbeat of lasting love.
Wow. Very well put. And like I said, if you're in love and you're in a relationship, the last thing you're going to do is be mean, be nonchalant, and be disrespectful to your loved ones. So always keep that in mind. As long as you do that, everything will work itself out slowly. Just be patient. And with that, we'll see you on the next Miracles Online podcast. And I'm going to kiss my little bear.
Seal with a kiss.
And they say, I think, adios, right?
Au revoir.
Au revoir.
Well done. You've done something that most people only ever dream about. You've started and kept a business alive, and that's a huge achievement and one you should be proud of. Now, I want to help you make that business unbreakable. My name's Adam, and I've spent the last 20 years of my career leading, growing, and building companies and teams for lasting impact. Whether it's in the corporate world, a brand new small business startup, or a 100-year-old family business, I've seen it and I've led it. And what I've learned is building an unbreakable business often requires similar ingredients: clear financial insights, well-built systems, streamlined growth strategies, and optimized operations. Starting with defining your purpose beyond profit, we unlock strategies across every part of your business so that we can arrive at what I call asymmetric endurance, allowing you to get your time back while the business continues to grow, succeed, and achieve its true purpose. If you're ready to build an unbreakable business, let's talk. Book 15 minutes with me today at kingdommindsetstrategies.com.